getting overcast and it may rain, Atlanta, Georgia. So, on today's video, it's in the afternoon. It's almost 4 o'clock. And we had a full day of mowing. Did a small pine straw job. Have you ever had one of those days where you worked all day, you were really efficient, you got a bunch of stuff done, and you didn't make any money? Or not only did you not make any money, but it cost you money? I'm gonna try to insert a picture right here so you can see what happened. And I'm gonna ask what you guys would do. So, I'm going to the first yard and of the day, and it's a customer we'd been to before, and I asked the guy that works for me, I said, you want the front yard or the backyard? You want to push mow or weed eat? He never push mows. He said, I'll push mow. Okay. So I go in the back, it's real overgrown, and it's a small backyard, but it's overgrown. And you know, I'm very careful with my weed eating, because in the 46 years I've been doing this, I've only broken one piece of glass. That was a couple years ago. It was a storm door from a little rock. Well, so I'm weed eating like a, you know, I'm enjoying it. It's the cool of the morning, and I have my back to the house, and in front of me is a wood retaining wall, and I'm weed eating along just fine and dandy, and I hear this. Well, you know, I got my hearing protection on, and I kind of look around. I look back at the house. I'm like, you know, didn't sound like much, and the sun was kind of in my face, the morning sun. So I move on a little bit. I turn around, and I'm looking at the angle, and the back door is it's a frame with a huge piece of glass in it. And I look back, and I'm like, I stop the weed eater, I'm looking, and I'm like, that glass looks weird. Looks like it's frosted or something. I walk up to that glass. My heart sank. I'm telling you, my heart sank. And the sun, the morning sun, is beating on it. So it's heating it up. And I can hear it. It sounds like it's very low sizzling bacon or eggs or something. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding. I'm looking at it, and I see a little tiny area towards the bottom of it where the rock, never could find the rock. It must have been tiny, because the impact point was tiny. But anyway, that old 2620T and the .130 low noise line done chunked a rock at the glass, and well, it broke it good. So at this point, I'm 99% sure I did it. So it's a double pane glass, and it didn't look like the middle or the inside was damaged at all, because there wasn't a hole all the way through. It was just a, you know, and it's tempered glass, so the entire thing is just cracked. It's getting ready to fall. So I told the guy I was working with. He just started laughing. He's like, now imagine if that had been me, what you would have said. I probably would have said something. Anyway, so I called the homeowner, and I said, hey, she was there a minute ago, and I said, are you going to be back to the house? She's like, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Why? I said, when you left, was your last time you went out the door, was the glass, anything wrong with the back glass? She's like, no, it's the way it's always been. Everything's fine. And I'm like, well, I think the weed eater attacked the glass with a rock. So anyway, she came and I showed her, and I said, you know, please do not use this door, because if you open and close it, that's gonna just shatter. She's got a dog or something. I don't want anybody to get cut. So I proceeded after we finished. You know, now I'm not in the right headspace. I'm thinking, all right, so the last thing like that I broke, it was a storm door. So I just went to Home Depot. It was like $200. Went to Home Depot, got the same door, and me and a friend of mine swapped it out. Not that big a deal, but this is insulated glass. So I'm thinking, all right, it's probably cheaper to replace the glass, or do you just replace the whole door? And so, you know, I don't have time to do that. And now, if it was my house, I would have just fixed it myself, right? Well, the glass, just the piece of glass, is more than $300, and you have to order it. And I'm like, man, I got to get this fixed today. Then we checked on prices of the door, and it's about the same to replace the door than to have a glass company come out there and do the whole thing. So I'm like, you know, I want to just replace the door, but I'm like, I don't have time to do that, and it would have to be on the weekend, and it's Thursday right now, and I'm like, it's going to be raining. I don't want any nonsense. I don't want it breaking, and you know, somebody going out there getting cut, whatever. And so I called. Now get this. I called or texted, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 different glass companies that were near where the customer is. And man, most of them, they don't answer the phone. They do answer the phone. They can't really say anything, you know, give you much information. I did take a picture of it and texted it to him. And so actually the second place that I called, they were pretty responsive and about getting back to me. And so I texted her a picture, and so it's going to be like $450 they're going to replace the glass, the whole everything. And there's blinds. This window has blinds that are in the middle, and it's insulated glass, so it's got that gas in the middle. So it would have been a little cheaper just to replace the whole door if I did it, but unfortunately I don't have time to do it today. I sure can't do it tomorrow, because we've got yards that we couldn't get to today that we've got to do, and I'm not going to be able to, or the homeowner's not going to be there the next day. So I'm like, I got to get this done, man. So I'm amazed at how much it costs to do this stuff. But anyway, I wanted to find out what you guys would do. Would you put off the mowing and go do it yourself and save maybe $150, maybe $100, or would you just have a professional company come in there and take care of it, and then you're done with it? Because I was pretty much getting ready to tell my friend, I'm like, look, you know, he can install, he can do it if we get the glass, but you know, it won't, well, the glass wouldn't be here until Monday, and you have to wait a whole nother week. You know, I can't scrap a bunch of time for not mowing and then doing this. So anyway, I made the executive decision to just pay the glass guy to do it, and it's done with. I'll just, you know, get him squared away, and then it's over and done. I don't have to worry about it. So I hate having to spend $450, but you know, it happens. I am surprised and perplexed that I have not destroyed more stuff. You know, accidents happen, especially with weed eaters and lawnmowers and stuff like that. So I am very careful, but you know, we have a lot of rocks and pebbles and stone in our soil, so it's, you know, it's gonna happen. It'll happen again. But anyway, I want to tell you guys who it is after they get the job done and everything's good and satisfied, because they got really good reviews on Google and Facebook. So I will just have somebody that I'll always be able to have pretty much on speed dial in case I break a window or door or something again. So anyway, I will I'll show you guys what it looks like, and then hopefully I'll video the guys doing the job, or at least some of it, and then I'll tell you who it was in case you're in this area and need a glass guy. All right, there it is. There's the impact point.
Please leave.
Careful. Oh yeah. Okay, so it is about, I don't know, 4 days, 5 days later from the incident. You can see the it's only 6:45 in the morning, and it's actually April the 23rd, and there's the sun's coming up. That's east. And I was not able to get any video footage of the repair with the glass being actually put in, because they went ahead the next day from when I shot the video, and they went ahead and fixed it and got it all taken care of, and everything's good. The key takeaway for this is, if you are going to be in the lawn care business or landscaping business, you are going to break, well, I know there's people out there that's never broken anything. That's only the second time I've ever broken glass since 1977. All right, second time. So the first time was a storm door, which was a couple years ago. Again, it was a little rock that went in from the weed eater. I think in that instance, I was facing the house. But again, I'm extremely careful with the weed eater. It's gonna happen. And then of course, this time, I was actually not even facing the house. It just ricocheted off the retaining wall. But anyway, this is the key takeaway. Have you a glass company that you can call on when this stuff happens, if it happens to you, and not have to scramble? I was scrambling around because the last time I fixed it myself, because I just went and got a new door at Home Depot, it was storm doors, a basic door, and put it on with a friend of mine's help. But while I could have fixed this and had to order glass and all that, I don't have time. I honestly don't have time, and they wanted it fixed, and I don't blame them. So I called a ton of glass companies. I just Googled it in my area, and there were so many of them that advertised same day service, and we'll fix it the same day. Ain't true. So after finally finding one that actually would come out that day, and it was my fault that it didn't get fixed, because I told them it was single pane and it was double pane. So they brought the wrong glass. That was my fault. But they came back the next day, that morning and had the right glass and fixed it. So I will, it was Cruz, C-R-U-Z, Glass and Mirror. They're in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Actually, I'm sorry, they're in Winder, Georgia, but they're not far from where I was. So I will continue to use them. I already have kind of put them on hold. I'll let them know that, you know, if this happens, hopefully it will never happen again. But if I break a window or a door or something like that, I've already got it set up. I can send the company pictures and, you know, the measurements and all that, and they'll take care of it. And it was $450 for that piece of glass and the installation. The door itself, if I went to Home Depot or Lowe's to find that, it's just a basic builder grade door. It's kind of like my door, except it didn't have the slats. Okay, that's just a standard door, and it's double pane glass. And this insert right here, right, this whole thing, you can order. They're like $350. Then you have to put it in. A door would have been $420 plus tax. Again, I would have had to order it. They would have had to, the homeowner would have had to wait, and then I would have had to go back and put it in. So I basically, it was pretty much the same. It actually saved me money by having them do it, because for the extra 20 or 30 bucks I would be saving, my time's worth more than that out here mowing. So, and I didn't have to worry about it. They know what they're doing. So I could have done it. I had a friend of mine that was willing to help me, but it's not worth it. You know, if it was like 50 bucks, $100 to fix it, yeah, maybe I would have done that. But in this instance, it was, the price was so close to getting it actually taken care of, it made more sense to let the company do it. And then if something happens, it's on them, it's off my plate. So anyway, that's the one piece of advice. Make sure that you have a company that you just save it in your phone, have their business cards, whatever, keep them in your truck, so that if that happens to you, then you can fix it yourself. Or I'm sorry, then you can have them fix it by just giving them a call, and then you don't have to worry about it. So, all right, well, I'm going to, it's really cold out here. It's like 40 degrees. Not good. It's gonna make this Bermuda slow down, but look how my yard's getting green. There's my septic tank caps that I put in last year. I started weed eating around it to keep a, because the grass was actually trying to grow in the cap. And look at the hill right there. Remember that last year? From about right here over, it was bare dirt. So I took some of the grass from here where I dug the caps up, and then of course I watered that twice a day for months, and that Bermuda will grow. It will grow. All right, guys, I will talk to you on the next video.